mom's lap might seem like fun, but it's extremely dangerous.
Crashes happen so fast and they're so violent that you can't protect a child on your lap. An infant traveling this way would slam into the car's interior in a crash.
Despite the warnings, people like Duco let their babies ride in what police called the child crusher position. Do you feel like his life could be in danger because he's not in a child restraint seat?
Yeah.
Ho says he uses the seat in his car but not his truck because it doesn't fit. People find all kinds of excuses. Rafaela didn't use one today because he was only going a short distance. Still, lots of parents strap their kids in seats like these.
Well, with the amount of accidents that there are, yeah, you need to have them.
A child has to sit in a safety seat if he's younger than 4 or weighs less than 40 pounds. Police say seatbelts simply won't help because the smaller do is take time, strap them in the right way, and help make their ride safer. Vicente Arenas, 12 News Tonight.
I don't believe it anyway. I've been alive for 62 years eating what I want to eat, so I'm going to stay that way.
For Cora Kessel, hearing about General Mills and the halt of some cereal shipment isn't stopping her from buying her box of Cheerios. The cereal maker announced they've stopped shipping Cheerios and other oat products after learning some of its grains were treated with the wrong pesticide. They learned that an independent contractor used a cheaper pesticide not registered by the FDA to be used in oats. They say the contractor used this cheaper pesticide to cut his cost. Government agencies say if you've eaten or planning to eat a General Mills oat product, there's nothing to worry about. Here's their statement. A preliminary review by the toxicologist of the FDA and EPA indicates that the oat products on the market containing this pesticide does not present a health hazard.
Not unless more information came out that I thought I needed to be concerned about, but it doesn't sound like that's anything right now that I should be concerned about, so it won't change anything.
For Kessler, the General Mills announcement doesn't matter.
I believe in taking chances, but what is the percentage of you getting the one that's bad? You know, they didn't pull it off the shelf yet, so it must be all right.
Whether it's Maverick or Tombstone or The Getaway, Arizona has gotten very popular with filmmakers who are leaving lots of money behind.
We try to get actual expenditures, the real money that they spent. $50 million for the last calendar year.
But it turns out that the feature films you and I pay to see are only a small part of it.
Well, we're from GMC Truck out of Pontiac, Michigan.
Just have to move your foam core back a little bit.
Larry Lupier and his crew are here this month shooting a training tape for salespeople. Some of his crew have been shipped in from out of state, meaning hotel rooms and restaurants. Others, like Mark Sanchez, are local, which means more jobs. So why Arizona?
Well, number one, obviously, is the weather. The weather is, we knew we wouldn't have a weather problem, okay? Number two, the background scenery. The people are great, and we've had some great help here.
Some of the things that are going on in California are driving the film industry out. Lots of different governmental rules, environmental rules, union rules, and things like that.
But while this year is hot, what about next year?
A lot of people had a lot of good experiences here, made good movies, saved a lot of money, and that word is out all over the world.
It's going to have to go back that way just a little bit.
Sure, oh, absolutely, we will definitely be back.
And action.
Mothers and daughters enjoy a game of softball in the small town of Guadalupe. It doesn't seem to faze them that just a few feet away, National Guardsmen are tearing down an abandoned building. Build a youth and family friendship center. In the future, those watching the demolition will be able to
the core of the Hispanic/Yaqui cultures, and to build a building that would actually separate them would be defeating the purpose of trying to bring families together and provide a wholesome atmosphere and a wholesome.
Know any kids who, with time on their hands, kind of hang out and get in trouble sometime?
It makes me sad because it's like these people I know really well are getting in trouble.
and I like them, but I can't like them because they're getting in trouble too
They're
much.
messing up their lives.
Yeah.
What do some of the kids do if they don't come here or have something like this?
I don't know, drink, get high, stuff like that.
So Tempe Police and the YMCA have an alternative. Teen Night Saturdays, 8 to midnight. For $1, there's a lot to do.
We'll have a DJ in this room right here. We'll have volleyball, we'll have the pool open, racquetball, volleyball, we'll have a table tennis and a pool table.
Biggest attraction, of course, is hanging out with other kids. And most aren't serious delinquents, but with nothing to do, they can get a great deal of police attention.
Most of the kids that are out there do behave, but glass gets broken and noise, and the neighborhoods get disturbed when they hang out in the parks, and different types of annoyance type calls.
I know a lot of my friends, if they don't have something to do, they'll be getting in trouble and stuff, so it's probably a better idea to just come here.
If the Teen Night alternative works, they'll expand to Fridays at a local high school, and the kids do think it'll work.
I think it's good so they stay out of trouble. If I get in trouble with the cops, I have to go live with my dad.
And you don't want that?
Well,
you don't want to get in trouble?
Yeah.
Sports, just listening to music, even chess, something to do, because the choices for the kids are limited.
Go to the arcades and the malls and stuff like that.
A lot of people you know get in trouble?
Yeah.
Seem to be getting worse, or what?
It's worse. It's getting worse.
Tempe Teen Night may not be the answer, but it is a start. Bill Stowe, 12 News.
Well, hi, Bob. Alice Perry. Call America. How are you?
Call America headquarters in Mesa, one of 500 long-distance carriers in the U.S., a company just like MCI, Sprint, or AT&T. But they're also one of the companies behind this full-page ad in today's Arizona Republic, an ad that blasts U.S. West and other Bell companies. It's a response to ads like this from the Bell companies. The ad claims long-distance rates have not dropped, and that if the Bell companies could play ball on long distance, they'd show customers savings. This from the folks who control local phone service around the country.
They're trying to convince Congress to let them in to long distance today without having to pass the entry test that the Department of Justice has established.
Common courtesy. It's coming back. Collect call.
And other Bell companies to prove they can't use their monopoly to harm competition. For its part, you on down.
We're interested in creating a level playing field for us and all of those who want to compete with us.
But the long-distance carriers say level is a long ways off. By federal law, companies like Call America must pay almost a 50% access fee to go through local lines just to get to their own long-distance customers.
Hey, I'd love to trade places with them. You let me have 100% of the market, and I'll just take 45%. I'd love to trade places with them.
U.S. West's Dave Banks says if there was local competition, you'd probably see more services offered and we'd get new products faster.
In terms of cheaper prices for your basic telephone service, I don't know that you're going to find anything that's more affordable.
The long-distance folks say with local competition, you could hang up on higher prices.
If we had other choices that we could use to reach our customer, we believe we would have lower prices for accessing the customer and could then pass that on to our customers.
This is a dangerous climate, and I think people need to be aware of that for lots of different reasons, from burning from sunburn, to heat exposure, to dehydration.
But it is possible to enjoy the outdoors and still play it safe by exercising some common sense. Let's take golf, for example. With more tee times and reduced rates, summer is a perfect time to hit the greens without collapsing under the scorching sun. Try shortening your game to 9 holes instead of 18. Move slowly, take along lots of water, and keep a wet towel handy to keep yourself cool. Let's say you want to climb Squaw Peak or take a run downtown like David Chorlton.
You get wet very quickly. I feel like a mobile air conditioner.
Experts say you should start your exercise early in the morning, say between 5:30 or 6, or in the early evening when the heat isn't so intense. And if you're in good shape and think you can handle exercising outside at high noon, Jim Schooler has the right idea by wearing something over his head.
Well, naturally you have to be aware of sunscreens, and especially the ear and the face and the forehead, so this covers me because I'm lacking a little bit of hair upstairs, so I make sure that I don't get too many sun rays.
Catherine Anaya, 12 News Sunrise.
The white are than the red.
But somewhere out there, there's a woman who was made for these glasses, Jaja.
When you shop for shades, are you more concerned about how you look or what you see? Gail O'Neill has been a fashion model and now represents a line of sunglasses. She sees shades from both sides, fashion and function.
These are nice for indoor and outdoor. If I'm coming in from outside, my eyes are protected from UV rays, and I have a little bit of tinting, so when I come inside, I'm not completely lost and looking inappropriate. I don't like seeing people indoors with dark glasses.
Gail says the fashion experts suggest this as a general rule. If you have a round face, pick angular frames. If you have an angular face, pick rounded frames.
Here are a pair of glasses that I love, and these are very popular this season. A very small, oval-shaped frame, kind of romantic, very feminine, very popular with models, and with this new diaphanous
Born collection qualify as Class II medical devices, FDA approved. That means they meet certain standards for the amount of protection they give your eyes. Lenses should only be as dark as you need them to be. Gail says a good test is whether you can see your eyes with the glasses on through the mirror. Mirrored glasses are often a good pick for strong sunlight, things like driving or sunning. Something you may not pay enough attention to in the store is the color of the lenses. Now green, like that lens, for some reason our brains see green as a soothing color, so it's used quite often for sunglasses. Gray is another color. Gray doesn't change the color of the light, it just cuts the amount that's getting to your eyes. Another popular color is brown or amber, like this lens. Now, brown or amber will cut the amount of blue light that your eye sees, so it's an especially good choice if you're driving, let's say, somewhere where you're going to see a lot of blue sky. Another color you sometimes see is red or rose. Well, in terms of optics, red fashion statement. Polarized lenses cut glare. Watch the white reflection on this car. See it disappear? That's what polarized sunglasses can do. Yellow lenses are designed for cloudy days. Yellow helps us see outlines of things in the haze. But beware of too much color. If sunglasses make you unsure what color the traffic lights are, think about buying a new pair. Steve Filmer, 12 News. Can you imagine this scene in your backyard? A daycare nightmare. Consumer Reports invited kids from across the country to test drive this year's crop of water toys. This is last year's favorite, the Super Soaker water gun, and it's still a hit. Here's a miss, the Nickelodeon H2O Power Blimp. Pressure from an ordinary garden hose is supposed to be enough to keep it off the ground. At $36, it's the most expensive toy the kids tested, and naturally the blimp never got off the ground. For less than half that price, the Nerf Hydro Bazooka rates as a winner. The kids think it's the best of all the toys they tested.
I thought it got people really wet, and when you were about to shoot at somebody, it always made like a blah sound.
Second best is a toy that's a real time bomb. There's a water balloon in that plastic cage. As the kids pass it around, it ticks. When the ticking stops, watch out. Kids like the splash, parents like the price, just $11. Steve Filmer, 12 News. If you missed it, this was a magic moment in American sports, and it happened last night. USA takes a top-ranked Colombia 2-1, and aftershocks are rippling through America's future soccer hopefuls like Arizona's Cisco Flames.
USA's here, they're doing well, and these kids know, hey, we have a chance. If we keep working hard, you know, soccer's going to come here.
Next week, the Cisco Flames head to Colorado for a nationwide contest. They're the best team in Arizona in their age group. And America's World Cup success is changing the minds of these players about what's possible for the future as part of an American World Cup or Olympic team.
Good job, Hutch. I think they'll get really far easily because they got some great skills and they're just doing good. I'm glad for them.
It made me feel, you know, like the teams of the future, you know, have a future, you know, like they can play with the big teams from other countries, you know, like the big powerhouse like Colombia, who was picked, you know, to go to the finals. I mean, we come in and good for one of our first real chances in the World Cup.
Before the Cup play is over next month, Americans will learn that soccer is full of flamboyant stars like Colombia's curly-haired Carlos Valderrama. And with sports stars goes merchandise. Soccer Locker in Tempe says World Cup success has them selling out of Team USA T-shirts and other soccer stuff.
It has done some business for us locally as well, just in the last week.
And if there's one more American World Cup win, who knows? I'm Steve Filmer with tonight's 12 News Extra.
Whenever and wherever you want news.
12 News is there.
The message of freedom and independence has...
And that's why more Arizonans choose us for the news. The source you turn to.
On air, online, at work, at home. Morning, noon, and night.
The team you know and trust.
New tonight, Joe Dana Show. The news and information you need.
Still ahead on Arizona Nightly News.
Whenever and wherever you want it. Around the clock.
Arizona's first choice across the board.
12 News.